Hello, and welcome to the Notary News Channel. My name is Desiree Roman Rodriguez, and I am a subject matter expert in all things notary in the state of Illinois. I'm also an enrolled agent credentialed by the IRS to prepare taxes and represent taxpayers all the way up through the U.S. Tax Court. This week, I'm traveling, so my office looks a little bit different than normal. The focus of this week's Notary News Channel is going to be dealing with tough customers. When we are assigned an appointment, we are visiting the client in a specific setting, a home, an office that's related to the title company or the bank or the client's work office. With COVID, that's going to be a little bit different now, but typically we are traveling to where the customer needs us. And during the mortgage process, the customer is usually dealing with their loan officer on the phone and through email and leaving each other voicemail messages. So when you arrive to your appointment, you're usually the only live person that this customer has dealt with throughout the process. And one of the things that you have to make sure is you stating exactly who you are, what you're there to do, and how you're going to help the customer through their loan process. One of the biggest problems is that when we encounter problems at the closing table, that the customer gets angry and wants to take it out on us. But the biggest reason why they get so angry and frustrated is because typically a notary will say, "I don't know," in response to a question that the customer has. And that isn't what you should do. Firstly, you should always remain calm, remain professional, and remain respectful. And if you are in an appointment with a customer who is being disrespectful or being aggressive or threatening in any way, then you want to excuse yourself from the table and leave, and then get on the phone immediately with the title company or the signing agency while you're still there in your car in the front of the customer's location and let them know what's going on. A customer can become irate if you're going through the numbers and the numbers aren't what they are expecting it to be. And right away, they start asking you questions as if you had the answers. And instead of saying, "Well, I don't know," the customer doesn't want to hear, "I don't know." So you need to be very proactive. It's always going to be about trying to help the client through the process and get them the answers they need without sitting there and saying, "Well, I don't know," or "That's unauthorized practice of law, I can't give you that information." It's always going to be not what you say, but how you say it. They don't want to hear no, they want to hear, how are we resolving this problem? So you always have to go in with the mindset that if there's going to be issues at the table, that you want to be able to say, how can I help facilitate this signing? If in the event they are unable to get a hold of their loan officer, or you are unable to get a hold of anyone at the title company or the signing agent, then you might want to forego the customer signing a few of the pages that are in question and continue signing with the rest of the paperwork and stressing that they have the right to cancel and if the issues doesn't get resolved within the 3-day right of rescission. Now, you want to make sure that at the table that you are signing and notarizing all documents that require notarization. Documents that don't require notarization, such as the settlement statement or the note, those typically are the sticking points. And in that case, you can tell the customer to hold on to those pages and it won't be included in the package. Then the loan officer can resolve those issues during the 3-day right of rescission, and they themselves can get the documents to the borrower without you needing to take a second trip to that location to notarize anything. So that's always going to be the best strategy for getting the closing done, appeasing the client who's upset or angry, and then still getting paid for your time there at the closing. Now, there are going to be times where you're just going to have a customer that nothing you say or do is going to appease them. And in that case, you make sure that you contact the title company or the signing agent and explain the situation and get authorization to leave the closing. Once you get the authorization from someone that it's okay to leave, then you're in the clear to leave. Because what you don't want to happen is you leave, then the loan officer gets a hold of them and then say, okay, we're ready to sign, and you've left. And then they're calling the title company saying, well, the notary left and my borrower's ready to sign. Where's the notary? So you want to make sure you always get someone to give you the authorization to leave the closing if the borrower is beyond frustrated and doesn't want to sign. So you want to make sure again that this is only if you are in a situation where the borrower or the customer is being angry or upset or irritable, not in a situation where you feel threatened or you have fear. Now, there was a time that I had gone to a closing and the gentleman that I was doing the closing for was very upset just by opening the door and looking at me. He immediately got on the phone and called his loan officer, and he stepped into another room, but very loudly was very displeased about the fact that a woman was sent to close his loan and that he had wanted a man to come and close his loan. He felt that women should not be involved in business, and so he was very irate the minute that he opened the door and saw that it was a woman there scheduled to close his loan. And so the loan got canceled at the table, and I was paid a full fee for taking that trip. And then it was rescheduled with a coworker of mine who did happen to be a man, and then he went and closed the loan. And even with that person, that gentleman that went to go close the loan for this particular client, he was equally as rude and aggravating, and it took my coworker a lot of deep breathing and stepping back and deferring that client to his loan officer in order to get that closing done. If you are at a table with a customer who is being very rude, being very irate, there just may be nothing that you can do to appease them. And in that situation, you just have to say to yourself, I'm only going to see this person for this 1 hour, and I'm never going to see them again. And that really helps a lot of times getting you through an appointment, to just keep saying to yourself, I'm almost done. I'm never going to have to see this person ever again. You stay professional and you salvage your business by not losing your cool and flipping out. So those are some of the ways that you can ensure that your reputation stays intact, that you remain professional, that you remain calm, and you remain respectful. That's all I have for this week. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.